Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dying time has come to the Blue Lagoon, the home of the Seattle Slither. And coached by Junior 4888, this team has had some bad luck in the past, but we've started to see them coming around and becoming a formidable team, so let's see how they do. We got their big guy right there, ready to take his team out onto the field. And they got a star player here who is going to be ready to take on the Mutated Anus. And the coach is the advisor. He is going to advise his team to not lose their guts, I believe. Ooh, that guy's kind of losing his brains, too. Oh, well, anyway, they are... let's see, this is a new team, so let's see how they do against the veteran Seattle Slithers. We got Patches here again to help us narrate this game. Alright, so it looks like Mutated Anus is going to get the ball, so they're going to get themselves set up. It's another one of the Nurgle teams. We got the handsome guy up here who is just going to be Drink the Plague. And it looks like they're going to get themselves set up. Oh, they're adjusting some of their players. I think they're a little bit more experienced of a team, just not in this particular league. I called Seattle Slithers the veterans because they're veterans to this league, but it's looking a bit like Mutated Anus is a bit more of a veteran team to Blood Bowl in general. Alright, looks like actually they're putting most of them up on the line. They're not expecting there to be much passing. They have a couple of lines here. The ones on the front, and then a couple lines in the back and covering the sides. Then you have Seattle Slither putting in the back Zlipita and a checkerboard formation near the front. And here comes the kickoff. Cheering fans, Seattle Slither will get an extra reroll. They really need those rerolls because their dice rolls, their dice just seem to hate Seattle Slither. But here we go. He has the ball. It's not gonna hate them this time. Zlipita is rushing up to the left side, gonna get himself or herself next to their star player. Oh, and they can't get their guys. They might have to actually use their rerolls already at this particular time. They are moving through Drink the Plague's zone of stench, so it makes it kind of difficult, but he is going to put himself, give Zlipita a box to, not just a box, actually just a lot of coverage, and it looks like they're going to just try to force their way down the left side of the field. And here comes the blitz, gonna knock aside Orgus the Devourer. Ain't gonna devour anything, or he could just devour his fist. Alright, gonna continue moving, shifting his forces to the left. And they're really just gonna try to steamroll through that side. And they are going to place one of their skinks there towards the back. Alright, now Mutated Anus gonna move over there. I kind of wonder if Mutated Anus kind of means that it's also gonna be a mutated fart. Maybe that's the reason their zones of control are their zones of stench. They just recently went to Taco Bell. Alright, gonna knock into Krasitqua. Whoa, sorry about that, folks. We had some technical difficulties there. The technical difficulties in the form of a bunch of trolls coming stampeding through the studio and breaking all of our stuff and leaving behind quite a stench. Anyway, we are now in our Panic Room studio and commenting from here. We do not have communication with our camera people, so they're kind of doing their thing while we're doing ours, so if things seem a little just like out of place or inappropriate, that's kind of why, or at least that's what I'm going to blame it on. Anyway, alright, keep on going. We have the Mutated Anus taking their turn, moving up, and trying to put a stop to the Seattle Slither run there. Seattle Slither have the ball in the hands of one of their little guys, but their blockers trying to knock their way through there, trying to punch a hole in the line, and just gets knocked down. They cannot break through there. So now Mutated Anus gets their turn, and they're going to be able to continue to push through their line. Looks like they're actually shifting gears a little bit over to their left flank with an extra, with a little bit of extra time. They're going to try to break through the side and maybe come in from another angle. Now here they come through the front, knocking around one of their front liners of the lizard people. They're not going to follow up, which is interesting. It's just going to knock one of their players back. And going to beat up their linemen out there in the center area. Oh, and you got your two big guys going against each other, and both of them getting knocked back, but of course the Kwasaka is injured. And I say of course because that is just the Lizardman luck. You wind up with their star player just gets knocked down, whereas the Lizardman player, of course, and of course some more bad Lizardman luck goes to them. Their first hit winds up with a skull. But they are still trying to push their way. They've got their big guys up front trying to push their way through that left side so that their skink can get running through. And oh my god, Shaman Starmaker is dead. One of the mutated anuses has now been killed. They have eradicated that mutated anus. That actually looked like they used their apothecary on it though, and now he's just badly hurt. Alright, well, that was for once the luck going against mutated anus instead of the bad luck Seattle Slither. Alright, now they're going to continue to push through. Now they have created a little bit of a hole, so their skink can get through, but they're going to try to get more of a hole built there to get through it. And here's the skink. He is going to try to slip through. Nope, he's just going to make a little bit of a headway there. And now they're going to bring up some more reinforcements to continue to guard him. They're going to be cautious this time because they have had a lot of times where they've tried to really press their luck and got punished for it. So they're just going to keep knocking slowly forward and hopefully get this ball slowly further up. And then you got Janus Rottenberg is stunned. Now we go back to mutated anus. And two skulls. The luck has now rubbed off on them. However, they do have their reroll. Both of them still have one reroll left, and they are just going to press forward with their blitz action. By the way, the drink today is once again Mountain Dew and vodka, the drink of champions. And now, one of the runners is coming up behind to get at the, not runners, one of the tacklers is coming up behind. He's going to have a second one coming up behind to try to slow down. However, it's going to be hard to catch that skink, because skinks can kind of slip out of anything. He might even be able to slip out of everybody there. And once again, Seattle Slither have their bad luck. They try to break through, but just get knocked down themselves, and now it goes to mutated anus in a perfect situation. A couple of guys there just to take down. Oh, and they're going to knock him forward. They actually knocked the ball carrier forward, but now you come to another one, and he's just going to knock him around. He's going to knock him probably just right into one of his other players, so he's going to stay right there, and they're going to get a blitz action from a third player who is going to knock him down. That actually, I have to hand it to Zlipita. She really did hold off against a lot of things, but now she's getting... I guess she dodged against the two in front of her, but now got a hit from mine. And now it's gone into the hands of Itzahuatl. They still have the ball. The luck is now starting to hold up a little bit for Seattle Slither. And one of them is going to get licked by a mutated anus. That is not... Although that kind of thing looks like it's from the other side of the body, not quite from the anus. Alright, now they're going to... Actually, it looks like, it's interesting, they're going to go over and guard some of the lizardmen that are on the other side, maybe keep them from coming over. And now they're going to try to push through. It goes back to Seattle Slither. Since they have the ball in the hands of one of their tougher guys, they are going to just knock them unconscious and push forward. So now he has a bit of a gap there. He might be able to push forward. He's going to put one of his kinks back to guard. Oh, actually, no, he's going to help in an attack from behind. I'm not quite sure why he's going after him, because they weren't really a threat to the ball carrier, but, good to get rid of some of these chaos guys. Now, the ball carrier is going to have some trouble, because even though he's tough, it's hard for him to slip away, so they're going to go to the other side. Actually, for some reason, they did their blitz action on one of the people over there. I'm not quite sure why. They're going to try to knock one of those people away from the ball carrier, but cannot get them away. So now goes over to Mutated Anus, where they have a definite advantage over here. Or at least an advantage in terms of positioning. One of their horny guys is going to knock down one of the big lizardmen. And I have one of our kittens here to help with this commentary at the moment. Alright, Ninja, what do you think? It's of Wattle has been stunned. That's sort of a blow to them in the center there, but they still do have quite a few players there. It looks, however, like they are... Oh, wait, the ball has gone out of his... Oh, that is a huge... I actually looked away just at the wrong time because he was the ball carrier. I thought the name was familiar. He was the ball carrier. The ball has now gone into the hands of Mutated Anus, and now they have the ball and they're knocking away anybody who can compete with that. And they're going to push their weight around on the other side of the field. That is very much of a secondary kind of area. I think it's one of the problems that Seattle Slither has been, is they've been putting a bit of priority on the area that is away from where the actual ball is. Although there is a lot of blocking on both sides in this one, so you're seeing a lot of people knocking into each other and just bouncing off of one another. Now goes to turn 6 Seattle Slither. They're going to have to get that ball back. They had some luck there for a little bit, but although they do have some players right next to the ball carrier, so they can get... Yep, going to stand him up, and here we go. Terra is going to go in there for the ball. Going to knock him back. The ball's free. Oh, wait a minute. He went after a different... I assumed he was going after the ball carrier, but he went after a different player. Somebody who is just standing... I don't understand what the Lizardmen are doing here. I guess maybe they just didn't know who had the ball. They're kind of going after... sometimes it looks like some of them are just holding something, and especially these guys, they're kind of... the Mutated Anus just kind of have, like, their guts are falling out, and they're trying to hold them in. So probably saw some of the guts and was trying to hold it in. Anyway, double knockdown on the opposite side, and now we go over to Mutated Anus, who still have the ball, due to one of their players apparently holding in their guts, and that gut looking like it's a ball, so Seattle Slither goes after him. That's what we're going to say. We're going to just assume that that's the case. Alright, ball carrier, instead of running it, he is going to knock around Lizardman. I guess at this point, it's just a grudge match between them. These two teams hate each other so much, they're just going to knock each other around. And they're going to knock aside the only other player who is threatening the ball. Or at least threatening the ball carrier. On the other side, there's that little side battle going on. It's kind of like their secondary war going on there. And Mutated Anus is going to get them players into position. Doesn't look like they're likely to get a touchdown on this particular run because only a couple turns left in this half. Lizardmen are going to take advantage of that time to try to do as much damage to them as they can before they go into their locker rooms. And they're doing a good job of it. Certainly hitting them, but not doing more than a stun, and that they need more than a stun to keep them from coming out for the second half. And it looks like they're going to draw sort of a box around the player. They're not going to try to actually tackle him. They're just going to get themselves surrounding him. Neither side, I think, is going to really try very hard for getting a touchdown before you go in for the halftime. But just in case, they are going to put one of their stunty guys up there to the side to watch over them. Or, up to the front, just in case there's a pass or something like that. Alright, so now some more knocking into each other, and they both have blocks, so they bounce off of one another. Some more blocking. It's a lot of blockage up here. It's all because of that Mutated Anus. I knew that Mutated Anus would do something like blockage. And pushing their weight around. There's just not much movement on that other side. That other side of the field is just a lot of knocking each other around. Oh, and one of them tries running for something, and the ball gets loose. It's a turnover, but it's really not going to do a lot. I don't think Seattle Slither in one turn can get down the field. I don't think Lizardmen are quite that fast, but they're going to try, and they are going to get tripped. Goes back over to Mutated Anus. And they're probably just going to do damage before they go into the... Yeah, just try to get rid of one of those skinks before they go in for the half. They do knock one unconscious, so that skink might not come back next half. And yeah, it is open season on the skinks. It is skink season, duck season, skink season, duck season. Oh, there's a couple guys who go after the lizard man with no luck, which is why they're going after the skink. And he goes knocking around the skink, but Zlipita is only stunned. Turnover takes us into the halftime, and so we shall go to our halftime entertainment.
I used to be concerned with hair loss, and I got tired of secondhand toupees. I had to find a better drug fast that would prevent my hair from shedding all over my bed. That's when I discovered Valparaiser. Now I feel alive, young, and ready to take on the world.
Consult your doctor to see if Valparaiser is right for you. Side effects could include increased heart rate, skin irritation, and motion sickness. Don't take Valparaiser if you are impotent or have an unnatural fear of clowns.
Hi. Do you need a drug which will slow down increased heart rate and help with skin irritation? I did. And I didn't hesitate to get help. I called my physician and I told him that I was going to try out Axtel, the best drug to help with both increased heart rate and skin irritation. He warned me about possible side effects. But who worries about that in this workaday world?
Use Axtel for all your increased heart rate and skin irritation needs. Side effects may include dry mouth, aphasia, stuffy nose, and hemophilia, and occasional incontinence.
Hi. I thought I had all the solutions. Then I found out I didn't. I needed help. I called my doctor, and all he gave me was the runaround! So I decided to try.
Try Tarot Far today. Side effects may include irritable lymph node syndrome, excess earwax,
Oh, fuck my nuts!
nausea, bipolar disorder, multiple personalities, hallucinations, and cancer.
And we are back with a so far unscored game. Neither side has been able to get into the end zone. It's just a lot of both teams hitting one another, doing as much damage as they can. Now, Seattle Slithers get themselves set up with three big ones in the middle, checkerboard formation in the middle field, just a little bit back, with their skinks in the rear to maybe be able to do something. And the tough guys, of course, guarding the front. That is pretty much standard Lizardman formation. They also have their star player on their left sides to try to do something a little stronger on that end. Now goes the Mutated Anus. They've got a strong front. One in the back. A little bit of a diamond formation in the midfield. Actually, they're going to put them on the side so they have two on each side. Looks like they're experimenting a little bit, trying a couple different things here. Alright, so straight on along their right side against that star player, and just a little more scattered on their left side. Alright, brilliant coaching. Seattle Slither gets an extra reroll. They need it because they keep having bad rolls. And now the ball is loose on the Mutated Anus side of the field. They're going to start punching their way. They first start by attacking the star player. And then they go after his buddy, pushing him back, and trying to make some room to make a run through. Yeah, they're going to knock down another player. Managing to stun someone on their left side. Zombie ambles through, and here comes the blitz on their left side, which kind of surprises me. I would have thought that would have been more on their right side. But he uses his horns and knocks him back. Continuing on, he gets himself a little further out. Maybe he can be a receiver. Alright, going back for the ball is Mudiger. Actually going back for the ball is Thishtigors, who is now going to rush over the left side. It looks like he wanted to do a little bit of pushing through to see which side was going to be a bit better, and he sees that it's his left side, so he's going on there. I'm surprised. I thought the right side did a little bit better in terms of pushing through, but now the left side's doing a bit better now that they put their lead player, the Worm, to work. Alright, Seattle Slither's going to push up there to the line a bit. They're going to try to maybe push directly through the center there. And they do manage to break through one part of the line with the help of their star player. And they're going to bring over players from the opposite side. Knowing that the Mutated Anus is going to their left, with Seattle to the right, they're going to go over there to try to protect it. And they're doing the right things with their skinks. Instead of directly trying to challenge them, they're just going to make road bumps, roadblocks all around there. And it looks like they're trying to contain the two who are who've kind of broken through and are going as if they're going to be receivers. Now to Mutated Anus, they're going to, looks like they're going to take a little more advantage of their right side, which does have a bit of a gap. Like I said, I thought that one had more of, and they're going to widen that gap here with the blitz action. And with that blitz, they are able to continue to push through. And continuing it, they're going to try to keep that star player on the ground as they break through on the right side. They are now on the Seattle Slither side of the board. If you're hearing some thumping around here, that is not the players, that is our cat ninja, who cannot handle anybody doing anything that does not involve her. Alright, so he got double knockdown. The decay, I can't even pronounce his name, but the Mutated Anus player getting the worst of it, going to the hospital. Zombies going to hospitals. Just ain't right. And star player stands up with the blitz action, gonna knock around their lead player, which is nice, but doesn't really do a lot when the player is over on the other side. I guess they're gonna free up some of the other players to go over and try to block that run from continuing. Now on the other side of the field, they're gonna bring over some more muscle, try to get more of that, more of a roadblock to the ones with the ball. And the skinks are not going to go over there. They're going to continue to try to contain this side of the field. Oh, I see. They're helping helping one of the big guys hit Gaman Ra, who is knocked unconscious, which is good for them on that side. The one thing is that is a lot of players. There's 4 players used up to take down one player who are not on the side of the field with the ball. So, but you know, we'll see if their strategy works. They are trying to send over other players to stop the run. Goes back to Mutated Anus. Will the Lizardman strategy stop them? Oh, and their star player is now knocked unconscious. He is out of this particular run. And now they're going to concentrate further on that center, take out some more of them. It's interesting, this is not right where the ball is. Both of these coaches really do like to take out players on the opposite side of the field. They're going to run through that side, and it looks like maybe they are starting to shift over. Yeah, they shifted the ball carrier over there. He's lost some yardage, but he's running over to the left side. It looks like Mutated Anus can't quite decide what side of the field is better. However, it is a little bit of a confusing choice because the Lizardmen have a lot of lizards over there. I mean, they had that, what seemed confusing to me, having a lot of players on that opposite side of the field where the ball was not. But now there's some wisdom to it because Mutated Anus is trying to get through and do not have an escape route. So, the Lizardman strategy may be working here. It's just, unfortunately, they have lost their star player for this particular drive. And they're going to keep that player on that side of the field, knocking down a couple of players on that side of the field, knocking away some of their players. He's got the frenzy. He is going to take that zombie down. Stay down, you undead. Or mostly dead. Alright, now they are going to use their blitz action. on one of the blockers. He's got a foul appearance. Oh, not with the blocker of the ball. He's getting one of them who's a little further out, maybe afraid of the passing run there. And now they're going to spread out a little ways and become another roadblock to keep the Mutated Anus from getting free and running for the end zone. Mutated Anus on turn 12. Can they get a touchdown before we get to the end of this so we have a score, or will this go into overtime? And will I have another glass of vodka? I can tell you the answer to that second one is yes. And now he's breaking through, running towards... Oh, and the ball carrier has the blitz action. Knocks aside one of the... what's it called? One of the little guys, but doesn't break through, so he pushes back. So he pulls back a little ways, and he's going to get blockers. Gonna put the blockers up there to protect them from the skinks. There we go, that's the word for it. And now we're going to bring another blocker up there to keep the bigger guys from coming out. You do have a skink further back there, though. I don't know if they see it. Yep, yeah, you now see it, and he's going to go up there and protect them. So they have a little bit of a box there, but they are missing the part of the box that is covering the very skink that they had knocked into. So we will have to see if that skink can do it. First, the larger ones are coming back from the other side of the field. He's used his blitz action, but he did not continue. That was actually probably a mistake because he should be moving that blitzer further over to protect against the run. But he's got other things to do. He's going to knock around that zombie on the other side of the field. Going to keep knocking these guys who are on the opposite side of the field. I mean, certainly you do need to deal with them, but this is going to be the more important thing to get, some of the players over there. He's not going to be entirely a roadblock. He's going to move into... Okay, oh, and he's going to help against the big character. He got a skull, but used his last reroll to knock into him. And now goes to the Mutated Anus. Tishtagors, what is he going to do with... with his... he's going to blocker. He's going to get rid of one of those skinks. Clear a little path. Interesting, he did not move forward, so he did not get out of the way of the runner, so he's going to continue to block for him. The big worm guy is going to lick his opponent out of the way, and this is interesting. There's using a blitz action to go after a player way on the other side of the field. Does this mean that they're going to shift again, or... It's kind of hard to say. They've been going after opponents on the opposite side of the field quite a lot in this game. Both teams have been doing that a lot. So it's a little unpredictable, a little hard to know exactly what they're going to do. And still with the ball carrier, what is he going to do? The ball carrier is now going to run to the other side of the field. They're just scrambling both directions, trying to get through. And he's passing. The ball's passed. He goes out of bounds. Comes flying back in. And it lands almost at the touchdown. But now it's going to go over to Seattle Slither. The ball is loose. And there they have a chance to make their touchdown. The luck has finally turned in their favor. The worm is finally on their side. And now it's the job. One of the skinks has the ball and runs for protection. That is a change in this game that is working so much in favor of the Lizardmen. I bet they are super happy and their mothers are proud. They're going to knock down, with that renewed energy, they're going to knock down some of the opponents that are in the way. Oh, and trying to knock somebody down on the opposite side of the field makes it a turnover. They should have used that time to attack the player that's right in front of them. That was a mistake. It could cost them because now the Mutated Anus is going to be able to move over players to protect. However, he gets two skulls and uses his last reroll to knock him out of the... Now, from now on, both players are going to have to accept whatever rolls they get. But they are now in the face of the skink. The skink could possibly go for a run way over on the right side. We'll have to see when it goes to them. Meanwhile, they are desperately scrambling. The Mutant Anus is desperately scrambling to get over to that side of the field. At least get over there before the skink can get loose. Or before the skink can get loose. Oh, and here comes the blitz into the... I'm going to call it the skank. Skank goes down with the horns. Ball goes loose. with the horns. Where does it go loose into? It just falls right back there. Will he continue with it? No, he is not going to continue with his blitz action. Instead, they're just going to play it safe and knock aside some more of these lizard men. And he's going to put himself into he's going to put the large player into the middle of everything so that it's harder for any of the lizard men to get loose. They're going to use one of their players to push him to the side. Still going to be difficult, but at least the skink can get away. Maybe they can get that ball back. With the frenzy on the opposite side of the field, he does knock the player down. However, it does seem a little bit of wasting time. Oh my goodness! The skink does not go for the ball. Instead, he goes for the hit, or at least to stop the opposing player. And that player gets knocked into the way and trips the skink. That was a bad play. Everything was done out of the order. It should have been done exactly the opposite direction. Skink should have gone back, gotten the ball, then knock the other players away. Why they did it in this order, I cannot tell you. That just hurt them. That may cost them the game here because the Mutated Anus may be able to get that ball. Now they're going to start with knocking people around in an area that's a little bit less important. Some of the decisions on both of these parts it confused me a little bit, but they might have a method to their madness. They're going to knock one of their other lizardmen aside. Oh, but there is one lizardman there to kind of stop the rest. But here comes in one player to get the ball. Oh, no, he's going to stop short. They're going to send one of their players to knock around Slither. And now one of the players goes and grabs the ball, and he's running in for the touchdown! Mutated Anus for the point. It is now 0-2-1 with not a lot of time left on that clock. That was a good play after the lizardmen just completely... Oh, here are our sexy players on the field. Oh, okay, I'm getting a little distracted here. I really can't concentrate. It's going to take me a little time to... Okay, now I'll come back to the game. So, yeah, that is going to really cost them because it's going to be difficult. All they needed was for that one player, that one... skink. I keep wanting to call them skinks. That one skink to run over, grab the ball, and get going. That is really unfortunate. A team that has had a lot of bad luck had their big opportunity, unfortunately lost, and now it is only going to be 2 turns for them to have a chance to get it out, to get the touchdown. I'm not sure if they can make it. Maybe if they have a lot of luck on their side, they might be able to just barely run it if they went like in a straight line. But as we've pointed out, lizardmen are not known for having really good luck in this particular league. All right, so it looks like the Mutated Anus is really putting themselves into a very symmetrical formation here. You got 2 on the left, 2 on the right. It looks a little bit like a goalpost, and it didn't look like the Seattle Slither even tried. I think they have basically given up at this point. They're basically scattered all over the field. They're going to the skink is going to go up there, and of course he cannot keep the ball in his hands. They're just so slippery and slimy. The ball cannot stay in their hands. That's got to be discouraging for them. Mutated Anus is going to just go up with their blitz, knock one of them aside, see if they can get the ball, see if they can do a little bit better job of holding onto it. Nope, they cannot even get past there, so they're just going to knock them around a little bit. It's a punching bag season. Kick to the face. Oh. Coltepec is stunned as he faces the ground. He is stunned by the grass on the ground. More knocking around, just basically gonna kick them all in the face. I'm picturing these all... Oh, and now an injury on the field. No long-term effect, and the audience is cheering as he's taken off the field. But of course they're not cheering because he's gonna recover. They're cheering because he got injured. And they're going to, of course, have a double knockdown, and that is going to end it for Seattle Slither. That is going to end this game. We end up with 0-1. There was one particular part that was the most important thing. However, Slapita is their MVP, and Tlanza of Zlatan is the MVP for the Mutated Anus. There you have your stats. You can see it was pretty even in terms of ball possession. Occupation of own half went more to Seattle Slither because the Mutated Anus were able to get it quicker into the end zone. A lot of block sustain on both sides. Mutant Anus got more experience. However, Slapita is going, and Hoe of Despair, the two of them have enough experience. They're going to be going up a bit. So, good on their part. Clan of Zlatlan is 5. Thumb Dysplasia is 2. I better not even try to pronounce any more of these names. Drink the Plague, I think, is their main player, the big one, the big worm. And of course, Tishtagors having 3. There's your dice rolls for all of you who are interested. And there we have it. That's going to be it for now. The cameraman's just going to keep on pointing at things. I think that they're happy about Slapita doing well. And of course, there is Clan of Zlatlan. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe and watch more of our videos. We're going to have more of this league coming up. Happy gaming, everybody!